This week we're going to go through question 5, A and B on Euclid 2021. 5A. Chinara starts with the point 3, 5 and applies the following three-step process which we call P. Step 1 reflects the point in the x-axis. Step 2 translates the resulting point 2 units upwards. Step 3 reflects the resulting point in the y-axis. As she does this, the point 3, 5 moves to 3, negative 5 and then to 3, negative 3 and then to negative 3, negative 3. Chinara then starts with a different point S0. She applies the three-step process P to the point S0 and obtains a point S1. Then she does the same thing to S1 and gets a point S2. And she applies this process 4 times, each time using the previous output of P to be the new input. And eventually obtains a point S6, which is negative 7, negative 1. What are the coordinates of the point S0? One of the ways to do this question is to work backwards. So if we take S6 and apply the reverse order of P, we can obtain S5. So the first step would be step 3. So the starting point is negative 7, negative 1, and after we reflect the points across the y-axis, we get negative 7 and negative 1. And after that, we do the step 2. But instead of moving it 2 units upwards, we do 2 units downwards. So it would be 7, negative 3. And then step 1 reflects the point in the x-axis, so it would be 7, 3. And this would be S5. Now we're going to do the same thing to S5, still in the reverse order, to get S4. So S5, this time is the starting point, so 7, 3. And the next point would be negative 7, 3. And move it 2 units downwards, negative 7, 1. And then reflect that across the x-axis and we get negative 7, negative 1. Wait, this one looks a bit familiar. And if we check S6, it's also negative 7 and negative 1. Therefore, if we want to use the same process to get S3, we would get the same result as S5, which is 7, 3. And if we repeat this process, S2 would just be negative 7 and negative 1. And S1 would be 7, 3 again. And S0 would just be negative 7, negative 1. Therefore, the answer is just negative 7 and negative 1. Question B. In the diagram ABDE, it's a rectangle. Triangle BCD is equilateral and AD is parallel to BC. Also, AE equals to 2x for some real number x. And question 1 is to determine the length of AB. And question 2 is to determine the ratio of AC to AD. Let's start with question 1. Determine the length of AB. So the question already tells us that AE is 2x. Therefore, BD is also 2x, same as BC and CD. And if we join AD, this line should be parallel to BC. Therefore, this angle should have the same degree as this angle. And we already know that triangle BCD is equilateral triangle, therefore angle CBD is just 60 degrees, and ADB should also be 60 degrees. And we know here the angle ABD is a right angle, therefore this angle is 30 degrees. And we know 30-60 triangle is a special angle, and because BD is 2x, so AD is just 2 square root 3x. So that's the length of AB. And question 2 determines a positive integer r and s for which AC over AD equals square root r over s. Okay, so let's first join AC because that's what we want to get. Alright, so first let's calculate the length of AD. So because we know triangle ABD is a 30-60 triangle, therefore we know that AD over BD should be 2 over 1, and therefore AD is just 4x, which is 2 times 2x. And if we draw another line over here to cut the shape into half, you would see that we have a right triangle AC, and let's just call this point H. AZH is another right triangle, and because we know that this angle is also 60-30 right angle triangle, therefore the height over here is just 2x over 2, which is x times square root 3, which is square root 3x. And HC would just be 4x, no, sorry, not 4x, 2 and square root 3x plus square root 3x, which is 3 square root 3x. And because we know AE is 2x and H is the middle point of AE, therefore AH must be x. And then we can just use Pythagorean theorem to get AC, which would be x squared plus 3 square root 3 x squared square root, and this would give us x squared plus 27 x squared, which is square root 28 x squared, which is 2 square root 7x. And if we plug 2 square root 7x and 4x back into this fraction, we would get 2 square root 7x over 4x. And we cancel out the 2, and we will get negative 7 over 2x. No, we cancel out the x as well. And if there's a square root, then we would get 7 over 4. And r is just 7, and s equals to 4.